I'm about to have an iconic Nebraska fast food restaurant. Right here is Runza. This is what Nebraska is known for when it comes to fast food. It's been here since 1949. It's a franchise fast food restaurant that's located throughout the whole state of Nebraska and some of the surrounding states as well. But what they're known for are these bread pockets filled with ground beef, onions, and some seasoning, and maybe some other vegetables as well. I haven't had this in a while, but every time I go through Nebraska, it is a must stop. It's iconic and it's a regional favorite. So let's go try this out.
101's your number, ma'am. Everything's in a stack. Okay. Make sure you've got two ranches there. Can I help you guys?
There's a map of all the different Runzas located here in the state of Nebraska. I'm actually at the one in Kearney, right here, heading east towards Omaha. Notice they do have these social distancing stickers all over the floors, but you don't have to wear a mask in Nebraska, which is awesome. So that's basically what the Runza looks like right there. They also have this thing called frings, which is like French fries and onion rings combined.
All right, well, I got my Runza. I went with a number one, an original Runza with some frings. Got to try that. And then just a Mountain Dew. They got Mountain Dew here, so that's always awesome too. All right, let's see what we've got here. This is Runza. And I went with the classic, the number one combo. So this is what we are looking at here. You can see it's literally a bread pocket. So all the meat is cooked inside this thing. I don't want to break it apart all over my car, but you can see there's some ground meat right there. Let me break it in half, kind of give you guys an idea what's inside. And oh wow. So it's ground meat, onions, and maybe some cabbage, it looks like, too, is inside this thing. So without further ado, might even have some potatoes as well. Very, very hot. So it's kind of like a Hot Pocket, really. German food. Well, the German immigrants are what inspired this fast food chain here in Nebraska. Look at that. All right. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Very, very hot. Very, very hot, but it tastes fresh. Ha. 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 Oh. Ha. That was hot. Oh, man. Can almost use something to dip it in. But it's fantastic. You can definitely taste some of the spices to it. Maybe a little bit of a pepper taste, but not strong at all. This is a great, great fast food chain here in Nebraska. It's completely unique. I've never seen food like this, at least in fast food form, anywhere else in the United States. So if you're in the Midwest, take some time, pull off the highway, grab yourself some Runza. And let me show you the frings as well, too. So these are the frings. Let's see if I can bring this over. Look at that. So nothing too special. Basically what it is French fries and onion rings all mixed together in one. So it's kind of a combo package, 2 in 1. French fries are excellent. They are the crinkle fries. That's the style of fries they have here at Runza. All right. Well, that's a Nebraska staple. Definitely come and check it out if you're in the Midwest and the Nebraska region. Let's keep hitting the road. Look at this. I have no idea what this building was. It's completely abandoned, but look at that. It resembles a covered wagon, the world's largest today. What the heck? Somebody wrote like gang symbols on the world's largest covered wagon. Again, I have no idea what this used to be. Now it's just an old abandoned wagon. Just near the famous Oregon Trail. I want to know what this used to be. What the heck was this? Everything's boarded up. Lincoln Christian class of 2019 was here. There's a lot of window glare, so I can't really give you guys a good picture. But yeah, it's completely abandoned. Class of 2020. Milford also has a sign in there. So apparently a bunch of high school seniors are sneaking in and graffitiing the walls. There is like a tarp here that's opened up. I'm not going to walk inside, but I'll give you guys a glimpse. Huh. Your guess is as good as mine. If you know what this building used to be, leave a comment below. All right, time to hit the road. Well, darn, I just looked it up. It used to be a gas station, and they used to have a cowboy muffler man located here on the premise as well. That is no longer here, so I don't know what happened to the cowboy muffler man, but this is all that remains of the old gas station, but it's still the world's largest covered wagon. Decided to pull off Interstate 80 to check out this Holy Family Shrine. You can see it up there on the hill. I just had no idea that the only way to get here was going to be gravel roads. So I've got some backcountry driving just to get here. It's not too bad, about a mile stretch off the interstate on these gravel roads. But I just thought that was interesting. This is supposed to be a easy place to pull off the interstate for people to pray at, and yet it's not as easy as I thought it would be. So this is a place that you can pull over to pray at. It's currently a Sunday, so you would think they would be open. Wah wah. Closed on Sundays. Are you kidding me? This is a Holy Family Shrine, and it's closed on Sundays, the one day that people go to church. So I just drove all the way out here for absolutely nothing today. But you can see it. It's supposed to be pretty cool. It's made out of, it's got glass siding and apparently a man-made brook, like a water spring that is that flows through the middle of it. So yeah, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Closed on Sundays. Thanks, guys. All right, just crossed into the great state of Iowa. From Nebraska, crossing over the Missouri River, and this, I just have to say, is the ugliest bridge art I have ever seen. Take a look at that. Looks like Freddy Krueger's fingers. Jeez, what were they thinking? All right, so now that we're in Iowa, let's compare Nebraska and Iowa a little bit. Let's compare these two states. What are the stark differences that I've noticed so far between Nebraska in Iowa driving on Interstate 80. I think some of the big changes I've seen anyways, Iowa is much more green. Iowa is a lot more green, vibrant. There tends to be a lot more agriculture here as far as corn and soybeans is concerned. There's a lot more rolling hills. So I would say Iowa has a lot of green rolling hills when compared to Nebraska. Nebraska is a lot more flat, a lot more rugged landscape. Nebraska tends to have it's still got its agriculture on the east half of the state, but they tend to have a lot more pasture, grasslands, a lot more cattle grazing lands. Probably shouldn't be driving and talking at the same time, but these are wide open roads and it's a beautiful day out. But I would say Nebraska has more rugged pasture for cow grazing and raising cattle compared to Iowa. What else have I noticed? There's of course, there's no more Runzas here in Iowa. We are out of Runza country. There are a lot more Casey's gas stations. So there's a lot more Casey's gas stations in Iowa. That's where they're from, is the state of Iowa. So the best gas station pizza on earth here in Iowa. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open. If there's anything else that I can think of as far as the differences between Nebraska and Iowa, I'll keep you guys posted. It's kind of fun seeing the geography change, even if it's slightly, along Interstate 80 moving from west to east. It is a beautiful day out though. It was a little bit overcast earlier, but the sun is trying to come out. I see some blue skies ahead. Should be a nice afternoon of driving. I could do a comparison with Illinois later too. I have a lot of experience obviously driving throughout the Midwest and could easily compare Illinois with Iowa as well. Illinois is way flatter than Iowa. But it's going to be dark on this road trip by the time I get to the Quad Cities and the Mississippi River driving through Illinois. So it's going to be hard to compare today's trip between Illinois and Iowa and Nebraska. But anyway, I'm rambling on. That is the stark differences between Iowa and Nebraska is Iowa is much more green with rolling hills. Nebraska is a lot more flat, brown colored, rugged. It's more of a dry geography, whereas Iowa is pretty humid. It's a very humid state in the summertime. There you go. Another thing is Nebraska has a faster speed limit on Interstate 80. It's 75 miles an hour there. It's only 70 miles an hour here in Iowa. Also, the roads are a lot better in Nebraska. The roads are in better condition. There's some places between Omaha and Lincoln where you have 3-lane interstates on both sides. Iowa, so far, west of Des Moines, so the stretch of I-80 in Iowa between Omaha and Des Moines is pretty awful. There's always road construction here. The roads are never in that good a shape. They're they're full of cracks. Let me just put it that way. They're full of plenty of cracks here on the interstate highway here in Iowa, at least up to Des Moines. When you get east of Des Moines, it usually kind of smoothens out after that. But Omaha has better roads and a faster speed limit than Iowa. All right, another thing I've noticed, Iowa has lots and lots and lots of wind turbines. Nebraska, not as much as Iowa. Nebraska has more of those irrigation wheelie things. What do you call those things? Those like irrigation wheelie things. You see the sprinklers. They irrigate the crops with the little wheels on them. You don't really see those in Iowa. Iowa has a lot of natural rivers. It's a lot more wet here. That's what she said. So Iowa is more wind turbine country. Nebraska is more of those irrigation wheelie thing country. Yeah. Atlantic. There's the exit. Atlantic, Iowa. I lived in Atlantic, believe it or not, from the years 1988 to 1996. So about when I was 2 to just about 10 when my family moved north to Spirit Lake, Iowa, and that's where I lived for quite some time. Graduated high school in Spirit Lake, but I lived in Iowa for about 8 years as a kid growing up. I would love to stop in Atlantic right now and show you guys around downtown and tour my old childhood stomps, but I just don't have the time for this trip. I have to get back to Chicago tonight. I'll have to make another trip down there, though. I really would love to go back and just reminisce on a lot of childhood memories and see places I haven't seen for a long, long time. It's cool to reminisce on your childhood and see, you kind of see things differently. You go back as an adult, you might see some things differently, but it just, memories would, I'm sure, would flood back to me. One other funny thing about Atlantic is it is known as the Coca-Cola capital of Iowa. In fact, if you drive into town, they have the Welcome to Atlantic sign painted in Coca-Cola red, inviting you into the town. The reason why they're known that is they have a Coca-Cola bottling plant in Iowa. In fact, when I was a kid there in the 90s, they used to have a celebration every year called Coca-Cola Days. And I was actually in a Coca-Cola Day parade with my sister. I must have been like 8 or 9 years old, but we won second place. I think it was second place. Yeah, we won second place in the parade for best float. I was sitting in a kiddie pool that we put on top of a wagon and filled it with, brown film to make it look like Coca-Cola. And we had 2-liter Coca-Cola bottles taped upside down, so it looked like they were pouring Coca-Cola into this kiddie pool that I was sitting in. So basically I was swimming in a pool of Coca-Cola, and my sister was dressed as a Coca-Cola sun, if you guys remember the sun with the smiley face in older Coca-Cola ads. My sister was dressed as the Coca-Cola sun, and she was pulling me on the wagon down Main Street, Atlantic. Gosh, it was good times. It was nerve-wracking for me because there were bees attracted to the Coca-Cola, like around the swimming pool. They were attracted to the 2-liter bottles that were upside down around the pool. So I was actually, like, the whole parade, I was like trying to bat away bees and trying not to get stung. But good memories, though, nonetheless. Second place in the Coca-Cola Day Parade. I think it must have been the year 1995, maybe? 94 or 95, mid-90s. Good times. All the memories. All right, well, speaking of my childhood, there is one destination I have planned here that's just off Interstate 80. I guess you could call it a roadside attraction. It's something that I have visited since I was a little kid living in Atlantic. The last time I was there was in 2012, and it's called The Tree in the Middle of the Road.